Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. So, of course, ghetto America is still doing ghetto American type of stuff. And we're going to talk this morning about a lot of, what do they say, the ghetto-ness of America right now. Because there's a lot of ghetto shit happening at the moment. Good morning to you guys. Good morning to you. So first things first, I want to talk about. Y'all remember some weeks back, I think it was weeks ago, could have been a month or something ago. Good morning, Scorp. Good morning, beautiful. Remember I told y'all the Trump administration was floating around the 50-year mortgage? Remember I told y'all that? Remember I said that? Hey, Scorp Queen. Remember I told y'all that? Hi, Miracle. You like Not Even Ice supports ICE? Isn't it the cutest thing? I say, you can't be afraid of a group of people that can't even stand up on a Tuesday, right? They don't have enough common sense to know, don't try to walk in ice. It won't work for you, but okay. But I think they're trying to get workmen's compensation. That's just me. I think they're trying to get workmen's compensation so that they can get paid and not have to work. But that's just my opinion on it. So, remember I told y'all about the 50-year mortgages, right? And I told y'all about it. Hey, Kiara, good morning, handsome. So I told y'all about the 50-year mortgages. That's not the one I'm looking for. Now the Trump administration is saying they're getting away from the 50-year mortgage, y'all. Yep. Now they're getting away from the 50-year mortgage. No more 50-year mortgages right now. They say we have other opportunities, other things we need to do. No shit, Sherlock. You know why they got away from it? They couldn't convince you or me that it was a good idea. You already know that you don't get to own anything in America as it is. As soon as you either stop paying taxes, the government is going to take that fucking property. You got to always pay taxes or the government will take it. That is a fact. That's a fact. That's not up for debate. So again, they say, oh, now we're going to get away from the 50-year mortgage. One, nobody was looking to do it. Hey, Tiffany. Nobody was looking to do it. That was really where the issue was. Nobody was looking to do a 50-year mortgage. It was only going to save you a couple $100 a month. So it wasn't going to save you no money at all because over time, you were going to pay way more for that house than it was worth. And ain't too many banks was going to give you a loan to get a house that you're going to die before the loan is even paid off. What's the incentive for the bank to do the shit? Yeah, they can make money from interest, but that loan product is just way too fucking risky. You say now they're going after the 401k? Oh, I got to look that up now. 401k and Trump administration. Okay, so they did a change through an executive order. Gotta love it. Executive Order 14330. It's going to let investors access riskier alternative assets like private equity, real estate, crypto by reducing regulatory burdens through adoption providers. They're saying it's slow to happen. That's not a good thing. Why would you want to risk your 401k on crypto? Why would you want to risk your 401k on a risky ass asset? You already working every day. You really got time to watch all of those investments? I say no. You don't even watch your elected officials. How the fuck you gonna watch your investments? Man, get out of here. It's designed to take your fucking money. That's what it's designed to do. Because see, what's going to happen is they'll get your money invested in all that risky shit. And then when they get belly up, they'll run to government and get a bailout. You won't get a damn thing. Your money just gone. They gonna get a bailout so they can continue to make money. Haven't y'all figured it out yet? Yep. You know what's ironic about Trump trying to run private industries, Kiera? Remember when Republicans used to tell people that liberals, if you put liberals in charge of government, they're going to try to run corporations and private industry? It ain't liberals. It's conservatives. Trump literally said, we got to talk to these companies at some point to get them to drop the prices of things. What? Where we do that at? Where we do that at? So in America now, the government gets to tell private companies what they can charge? Since when? I thought conservatives said we wasn't supposed to be able to do that. It's bullshit. And to your point, you're absolutely right, poor people. Those big hedge funds, they're looking to dump all those single family homes they bought, and they want to dump them on you. That's the only reason why Trump wants to make it so that you can use your 401k to invest in risky investments. That's the only reason why. They want more of your money. I told you. And you're right. And I know you saw my video with the ICE agents. I just didn't talk about his pew pew going off, but yes, one of them, their pew pew did go off. That's why I said Craig and Day Day could be better ICE agents than the ICE agents, because the ICE agents that are there are DEI hires. I said it. The ICE agents that Trump has currently in ICE, all of those big hirings, all of them are DEI hires. None of them are qualified to do those jobs. None of them. None of them. That's how they unalived that lady in Minnesota, because they're not qualified to do the fucking jobs to begin with. Not an ICE on ICE crime. ICE out here doing the work of the people. And I don't mean immigration and customs enforcement. I mean the ICE on the ground. Mexican for Trump, I'm glad you are, Enrique. Then you don't mind this deportation, you little bitch. Bye, bean counter. Boy, you've been blocked. I love when the trolls come in and say, I'm a Latino for Trump. And then that's when I go, I will vote for Donald Trump. Hey, dum 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 dum. That's when I start dancing right before I block you. I will vote, hey, for Donald Trump. See what Donald Trump has done. I'm telling y'all what Donald Trump has done. What conservatives have allowed Donald Trump to do is lower the bar, right? They've lowered the bar. Because I'm going to tell you something. In the beginning, I was like, man, it's so wrong to deport these people, this, that, and the other. But then I kept looking. And I said, well, shit, immigrants are cheering for the shit. Deport all of them, even the legal ones. Because, see, that's what Trump was saying the whole time. The whole time, that's what he was saying, but y'all didn't want to hear it. We heard it. That shit was racism. Y'all don't get it. A lot of immigrants didn't catch it. That shit was racism. So now my mindset is Obama did deport more. So why you talking about it, Rob? Get the fuck out. I can smell you. I could smell you before you started talking. That's why I blocked you. I don't talk to people that don't wash behind their ears. I don't talk to people who don't have side teeth. We've discussed this, people. Quiet. Just come in and be quiet. If you can take your finger and stick in the side of your mouth and go all the way through and touch your tongue, you ain't got no side teeth. Okay? MAGA sure did hold signs at the event, mass deportation. So I'm like, deport their ass, even the legal ones. Yeah, even the legal ones. Fuck them. Because see, notice now how those same people who was cheering for Trump want you to show up and fight for them. Fuck them people. Yep. People gonna have to feel the pain. Remember what J.D. Vance said? Oh, it's gonna be a little painful before people feel pleasure. Fuck the pleasure. Say it again. Mexico got cheap dental. Quiet as kept, a lot of Mexicans got their side teeth. The Chinese got their side teeth. Americans? Real talk. In America, you already know somebody's economic situation from a couple of signals. Their teeth, their skin, their nails. All of those things are indicators of whether or not they're okay. See, you can try to fake like you got money, but your body tells the truth about whether or not you've been able to just get basic nutrients. Real talk. Basic ass nutrients, right? Y'all, hold on, I gotta tell y'all something real funny. Real funny. Thomas, get out. You and your ugly ass, big, thick, big back wife. Get out. I blocked you both. Yup. Somebody came in. Y'all didn't get to see it real fast, but somebody came in. Thank you, Bella. It's because I brush and floss, Bella. I be trying to get MAGA to brush and floss, but they won't listen to me when I talk about brushing and flossing. They get really in their feelings. Because you know when you're on that government dental, they don't really talk about brushing and flossing because they just going to pull them. Now, somebody said they don't have no top teeth and this, that, I had to block you because I couldn't really tell if you was really not for MAGA or for MAGA. I couldn't tell, so I blocked you. Sorry, not sorry. But I can always tell. Notice next time, after this live, I want y'all to go look at some videos of MAGA events. Look how many people don't have side teeth. Look how many of them, their skin look like, y'all know how when milk spoils and it get real thick when you pour it? Kind of like that. And it get a little yellow, brownish kind of thing. Notice how the skin look like that. Notice how all of them walk like this. Oompa, oompa, oompa dee doo. I've got another present for you. Oompa, oompa, oompa dee da. If you were wise, you'd listen to ma. All of them. They're all built funny, feet all fucked up, back all fucked up, knees all fucked up, all of them. Every single one of them. That's all it is. Every single one of them. Right? I love blocking MAGA. MAGA is crashing out in these comments, y'all. See, I'm one of those people, I like to block and not tell you you're going to get blocked. You just be sitting here and then blank screen. The white screen of death. Damn. Yep. How did I get in this live where they're making doll babies? I kicked you out. If I'm hurting your feelings, I'm going to protect you. Put you out. And keep in mind, no matter what platform you see my content, I do the exact same thing. Oh, I read some comments. Even if I don't get to it right away, I'm going to get to it. Block, delete, block, fuck out of here. You ain't got no, you're not entitled to share your opinion on my content. Fuck you. Go make your own content that nobody will watch. And talk over there. I don't care. I told y'all MAGA wants to be heard. And when you don't listen to those people, they crash the fuck out. What you mean you don't want to hear me complain? Because I don't want to hear it. It's hard for me to hear you complain through all that fucking whistling because you ain't got no goddamn side teeth. Don't nobody want to hear all that shit. Every time they start talking. What? Every time they start yelling, I can't hear nothing. I can't hear nothing. Tom, you were raised where they didn't have wash racks. That's why you mad, bitch, you poor fucker. Blocked. Tom mad, y'all. He said, oh, I was raised in a Somali daycare. Bet you it was clean. It was cleaner than the house that your mama raised your ass in. Catch it. How you doing? They get so, I told y'all, I never get insulted by MAGA, ever. You know why? I could never get insulted by a person that literally is living in the same room they were conceived in. Literally. How could I do that? I didn't even know generational trailers exist until I met MAGA. Literally. That trailer was bought by granddaddy and grandma, passed down to your daddy and your mama, and now you living in it too. Damn. 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 That's why I said, instead of being on the internet or running the Trump rallies and shit, you need to be trying to make money, better your life. Better your life. Cows, go earn money in that poor third world country, you little dirty bitch. I could smell your dirty toenails. Get the fuck out of here. Move, bitch, move. It's something so special about talking down to people who are already worthless anyway. It gives you a very special, it makes me feel so alive, you know? It's like, it's really hard, right? It's really so good. It's so good. Somebody said they were turning an 18-wheeler. Well, I blocked you because you shouldn't be on here. Oh, shut up, Bill, with your ugly bitch ass up here trying to trick online with that misshapen body shaped like an upside down triangle. Boo, bitch, bye. See how I do that? Oh, they triggered, y'all. Well, what does she mean I'm shaped like an upside down triangle? You're big on top and little on the bottom. Do you get it now? Okay, there you go. You're big on top, little on the bottom, right? And I don't like to see that in my life, right? I don't like to see it. So, don't come in here with that, okay? And I know most of those females coming in are men. Imagine what kind of man you gotta be to pretend to be a woman on the internet. Imagine what you gotta be to pretend to be a woman on the internet. Shit's crazy. Shit's crazy. All while still living in the generational trailer that your family, that your grandpa, or even your great-great-grandpa bought. Crazy. That's why y'all need to calm down. Okay? I just love to remind MAGA about how poor they are. Because why? Now, I want to ask y'all something, because I recorded this video yet, but I haven't put it up yet. I already recorded it, though. Did y'all see the video where Trump, the interview where Trump is talking about civil rights? Have y'all seen that video? Have y'all seen that video? Aaron, shut the fuck up with your thick neck ass bitch. You ain't even an American hoe. Get out. You been blocked. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, bitch. So, okay. So Trump did an interview and they asked him about civil rights. He said the country has been wrong ever since civil rights legislation passed. Because it discriminates and oppresses white people. Right? I thought it was so funny, right? So now the administration is working with people, right? They want people to give them reports of their oppression. Yes, he says that with a whole foreign wife. Why he got a foreign wife and not a white American wife? I'm just telling y'all, go look it up. So me personally, I love this shit for Black MAGA. That's why I love that Black MAGA don't get into events. I love this shit because they had tricked themselves into believing they were white. I told y'all, a lot of people in a dark place thinking they were white people, try to be white adjacent. In white supremacy, there is no white adjacent. There is no white adjacent in white supremacy. If you ain't white, you ain't safe. Period. Their wives are foreigners, but their wives are white. Now, you got some of them got brown wives, but they live as white women. Usha Vance, she live as a white woman. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. She live as a white woman. Okay? Because everything's about them assimilating. You see? Everything's about assimilating. Because instead of pushing back against the system, they'd rather fall in line and have a place in it. They're worried about their location in the system, more so than they're worried about destroying it. That's what you got to understand. That's why I told you I don't feel no sorrow for immigrants that have gotten caught up in deportation when their own family was for the shit. She was white. Yeah, she was white, Caron. America don't give a fuck about white women if you ain't breeding. If you're not breeding and letting white men oppress you, America don't give a fuck about white women either. You better wake up. White women who are pushing back against the system, you're not safe, beloved. Dawn, it's about citizens like you who look like an ass turned inside out, you ugly bitch. Get out my live. Go cook a sandwich. You've been blocked. Don't come in my live telling me nothing. I have the freedom to have my opinion. And you have the freedom to have another opinion. You just don't have the freedom to have it here because I blocked you. Get out. I don't want, MAGA's the only people that gravitate to places and they're hurt by shit. Fun girl, get out. I can smell you. You smell like you've had a lot of fun. Get some wash rags, beloved. I told y'all able to be here. You just have to be quiet. But instead, y'all all triggered. Good. Thank you for the engagement. Sensitive bitches. What do I always tell y'all? Get off the cross. We need the fucking wood. Y'all always so many victims. 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 Hey, Ren, I love you too. Use every single one of them one-liners. They're very hurt. Because my thing is, they say they winning under Trump. So if y'all winning, what you crying about? Could it be the price of groceries? Could it be the price of groceries? I hope your punk ass starve. Y'all. This is why I have been telling y'all to start those co-ops. Remember I told y'all for months to start those fucking co-ops? That's why I told y'all that. Remember I told y'all that? I said start them fucking co-ops, work together to make sure that y'all all have each other's backs. Don't let conservatives into your co-ops. Remember I told y'all that? Remember I said don't let nobody in that voted for this shit. Remember I told y'all that? Remember I told y'all don't let nobody in that didn't even vote. Fast forward to now. Y'all better start them fucking co-ops. Real talk. That's why I told y'all that. Create your own fucking communities. Create them. Create your own systems. And keep them out of it. Let them stay in them poor ass red states where their own local government don't even do nothing to help them. Because see, liberal states have been working together to create healthcare exchanges. So the liberal states can still have universal healthcare for their residents. Hey, if people in red states don't want healthcare, that's fine. That's their freedom. Let them. Yeah. They are free to suffer in their illness and die from it. They're free to do that. But we don't have to be forced to live that life because they want to. Let them live it. And then when they run to you talking about my babies need food, oh the fuck well, you need to go tell your babies how you starving them with your dumbass mindset. Because I ain't about to give you nothing. Maybe if you got to look at your starving babies enough time, you'll stop doing dumb shit. I told y'all. These people are used to liberals saving them from conservative policies. They vote for conservatives, but they want to be saved by liberals so they can do whatever they want and never feel the consequence of that shit. Real talk. Real talk. You say that money comes out of taxpayers' money, so unless you're not working, I guess you wouldn't be giving. Beloved, you don't even know what you're talking about, and you're not even blessed. You a fake-ass Christian, and you gonna burn in hell for it. You've been blocked. Y'all see how I did that? You know how Christians be telling you gonna burn in hell, but they smile. I'm not even a Christian. I just wanted her to know, because she faking about God, she gonna burn in hell. Real shit. See, the people who gonna burn in hell is the people who know and choose to do otherwise. If people don't know, God ain't holding them accountable for what they don't know, but you know better. So you gonna burn in hell. Fake ass Christians. That's why I said if God sent Jesus, his only begotten son, back again today, guess what they do? Crucify him again? Because Christians crucified him the first time. Shit. They get mad with me because I tell the fucking truth. The first time Jesus was crucified, Christians did that. They did that. And you do it again. Because y'all hateful. Your religion is full of hate. And when Christians try to teach love, those are the Christians that y'all try to destroy. Shit is crazy. That's why I said they wouldn't know what God was if God came up and popped them on top of the head. They would go, you can't be God. You ain't got $50 million in the bank. Just say you never read the Bible. I got more respect for that than the bullshit they do. Real talk. That's why I say Democrats got to get better at their messaging. Let me tell you who had great messaging. You know when that young woman was unalived in Minnesota? That mayor of that city, when he said, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. He was saying it like it is. He wasn't trying to sugarcoat it. He wasn't trying to make people feel comfortable. He didn't do none of that. He was raw with that shit. Hey, KK, he was raw with it. The messaging has to be raw. You know why? Their hate is raw. The hate is very raw. They don't have no problem telling you about how much they fucking hate you. They don't have no problem with that. So why you don't have no problem telling them about themselves? And when I say tell them about themselves, I told y'all this last week. Y'all not gonna get through the MAGA trying to teach them truth. Stop that shit. You get through the MAGA by triggering an emotional reaction. I do it every day. That's what they do to liberals, but y'all hadn't picked up on it. That shit is emotional reactions. I do those same emotional reactions. That's why they crash out on my videos. Because I trigger their asses. Then I block them. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So they really get mad. Because I teach them how they must behave. If you want to be able to spread your bullshit, it's still standards and rules to that shit. So if you want to be able to do it, it's a way you got to do it. But you can't say it any way you want to say it. Not on my shit. Somebody told me that yesterday on Instagram. The guy said, you shouldn't even be talking about this. You have a platform. You need to use it responsibly. So me being me and me being the petty bitch that I am, I responded to him directly. I said, yep, I could do that. Or you could go on your platform and talk about the shit. You could do that. But instead, you sitting here telling me what to do on my fucking platform. What you need to do is go on your whack ass platform and talk about it. Since it's so important to you. Maybe I don't give a fuck about that. How about that? How about that? How about I just don't care about that? Or how about I just don't want to talk about that? But you could. Stop trying to hide behind me and get some confidence. Get some self-esteem and go talk about it yourself. It ain't my job to talk about the shit that you too scared to talk about. Fuck you mean. Sometimes you got to just be honest and raw with people. One of the reasons why people like Trump is honest and raw. Thank you, Leslie. Any petty. Democrats need to match that energy. I bet you win elections. Y'all seen all the shit that Trump has did, right? So if I became president, I would be on petty times 10 million. Because I would be like, well, Trump has already set all these precedents. So I would use those precedents to plow right through everything. Sure would. I would take my ass up on the hill to Congress and say, listen, Democratic Congress, and I'm talking to all Congress. Because even if you're not a Democrat, I'm talking to you because your constituents voted for you to be here. Listen, I have an agenda. I have a mandate. And I expect you punk ass motherfuckers to make it happen. Okay? We're going to raise the federal minimum wage. We're going to codify abortion. We're going to make affordable housing accessible to everybody. Okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to clean up education, give people access to free education all the way up until a master's degree or tech school for free. Government, we're going to pay all that shit. That's what we're going to do. Now, to all you bitches out here complaining, you better make this shit happen. Because if you don't make it happen, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to run my punk ass on the internet and I'm going to talk shit about you every fucking day, all day long to get people to lose support for you so they won't vote for you and your punk ass get primaried. Yep. Every day, my ass will be out there 10 times. Like what Trump does, Trump don't have the energy. I do. So mine will be times 1,000. Every day, I'm interrupting your favorite programming for a presidential press conference. And that's when I'm pulling receipts. Today's press conference, I'm calling out bitch ass Lindsey Graham. Yeah, I'm calling out Lindsey Graham. I'm calling out Tom Tillis. I would just call out names because I'm trying to get y'all health care and these punk ass suckers are standing in the way of it saying you don't need health care. That's what they said. But guess what? I want y'all to remember something. Your tax money paid for his fucking health care. So since Congress keeps blocking your ability to have health care, I am calling on Congress to introduce a bill that forces them to have the same health care the worst Americans in America have. Boom. Not the best, the worst. Watch how fast Congress worked to try to fix health care. Quiet as kept, I really need to make all of this a Tubi movie. If I make it a Tubi movie, people will watch it. Ain't nothing like a bad Tubi movie on a Saturday afternoon. Listen. I saw one recently where they tried to make it seem like the baby was born premature and had to be on a ventilator. Y'all, why was the baby a doll baby? Tubi don't give a fuck. Tubi don't give no fucks. You heard me. Tubi said use your imagination. Okay? We ain't got no real baby to put right here. Okay? And we ain't got no money for special effects. So we put this baby doll up here and they tape the ventilation equipment to it. But I saw somebody say, Democrats do need to hire me to help them with their messaging and to help them with their fucking debates. Y'all, they too nice. They're too nice. They're too nice. No more being nice. Because these people, the other side, is not nice. Real talk. Because when you're nice to these people, they take that shit as weakness. And then they pounce on that shit. For example, Gavin Newsom is not nice. I love that. Gavin Newsom don't try to play nice. He don't pretend to get along. He don't do none of that shit. He drags, because now Trump has shown the floor is where you go. Voters want you to hit the floor. Voters want you to be deplorable. Because remember, voters hated when Hillary Clinton said they were deplorable. They love you to be raggedy and deplorable. They love when you're mean and you call people names. They love that shit. Lean into it. Do it. Fuck it. Yup. Say it again, so they go to the floor. I take it to hell. Real talk. One of the reasons why Democrats lost a lot of elections is they're still trying to be the adults in the room when they're having these conversations with adult children. You can't do that. Not these people. These people you have to treat accordingly. They act like adult children. You got to treat them like such. Yep, the news did attack her for telling the truth. They did. I remembered it. They would not let Hillary Clinton call them deplorable. They are. She was right. They're deplorable. They attacked Hillary Clinton for calling them deplorable. But when Trump said that military people are suckers for serving, the media really didn't give a shit about that. They were like, well, you know what the military said? Well, maybe he's right. That's what the military said. That's what America said. Well, maybe he's right. Because even veterans voted for Trump. He's a draft dodger. And they voted for him. That didn't even make sense to me when that happened. I was like, so you, sir, you know why they did it? You know why they did it? You know why they did it? Because I'll tell you why, right? You know why they did it? They did it because they were mad. They were so poor. We're going to have an honest conversation this morning. They were so poor and destitute and didn't have options. The only option was the military. And they are mad they had to serve. So they served, but they didn't like it. Obviously. They weren't proud of it. Obviously. Because then they turned around and voted for a guy that draft dodged. Look, I love the ones that come in and speak Spanish. Listen, I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I do know how to read some words, and I was able to read enough to know that you were full of shit, so I blocked you. We only English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? We only speak that here in the live. You come here and speak anything else, that's an automatic block. I guarantee it. Coming in here speaking all that. No, we don't do that here. We only I ain't gonna even say English. I'm gonna be stupid with my shit, because this is how dumb Americans are, right? Look, Valerie, go find some business, bitch. You're not smart enough. You gotta be quicker than that. You've been blocked too. But I'm looking at all of this again, and I just go, instead of saying English, I'm gonna just say American. You speak American? Because that's how dumb Americans are. American's not a language. Jesus. Do you speak American? Because I don't know what that is. What's American? Stupidity? Because what does it mean when somebody speaks American? Because I don't know what that means. Y'all know what that means? When somebody speak American? I'm not even sure what that is. But Americans know when they hear it. Yep. Trump called the military suckers and losers. Yep. And you know what's funny? Then Trump's running around starting all these conflicts across all over the world. And then they're going to implement a draft and draft the very people's children who cheered for this shit. I'm happy for them. Fuck them. They're going to draft them, send them back home wounded, and then deprive them of care like your government been doing. Like your government been doing. And that's just the truth. Like your government been doing. But see, it's not a spiritual war, because government has no place in religion. It's back to what I said again. Your government should not be in bed with religion. But the fact that your government is in bed with religion, that's why so many of the people in America are indoctrinated. That's why. Is why. Crop duster. Go dust your ass. You've been blocked, beloved. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh, you should have stayed quiet, boo. You could have stayed in here if you was quiet. Because when you start talking, all those black and brown teeth, I start smelling stuff. And then I start going, did something die in the live? Oh, no, it's just your dirty ass mouth. I told y'all, I triggered them emotionally. I trigger them. Look, I'm about to trigger them again. Watch. They about to get triggered again. Y'all remember this before the election? Oh, they were so happy. This is what they were really cheering for. This is what they were cheering for. So that's why I be like, I don't listen to nothing they talk about. This is what they cheered for. So when I see MAGA say, now, I didn't vote for that, and I go, yes, you fucking did. You're a whole lie. Yeah, you absolutely did vote for that. Because I specifically remember the conversation of, what was the conversation? Do some of y'all remember that conversation? Because I remember MAGA saying, we take Trump figuratively. We don't take him literally. And remember, I said to y'all, when that happened, what did I say? I said, what are they voting for then? If they don't take him literally and they take him figuratively, then what are they voting for? Remember I said that? Fast forward to now, they don't know what they voted for. They don't know. Now, remember, during the election, no new wars is what they were voting for. Now they're cheering for invading countries. Wait a minute. I thought you didn't want any new wars. Then you said that liberals always got us in armed conflict, which ain't true. Like the other day, I think it was Saturday. I was listening to the radio and they were talking about job market. And they said the job market now is so slow. It hasn't been this slow since the crash in 2008 and 9. And I went to look up who was president during that time. George Bush, a Republican. Every time Republicans are in power, they destroy the economy. Every time. I told y'all, Republican policies, conservative policies destroy communities. Every day. They destroy communities. You just got to look at the history. Just look at the data. Republicans don't create jobs. They take jobs. They start wars. They start armed and understand, wars are a way for conservatives to funnel money to their rich crony friends who own private companies. That's all. That's why they like war. Because they can put money in their rich friends' pockets. Blackwater anybody. See? See? I'm telling y'all, all this shit is for a reason. And Trump and Republicans are breaking up government. Why? Because the goal is to use your tax money to then pay private companies to offer government services. Boom. So now they're getting paid double time. See? Now they got guaranteed profits with your tax, due to your tax dollars, and then they charge you again to use the service. Making money double time. I'm telling y'all, what did I tell y'all about capitalism? Capitalism needs steady increase in profits. At some point, these companies hit a wall. They have to find another way to make money. They have to find another way to make money. And the only way to make money is to continue to find, you either entrench yourself in government or you find ways to keep monetizing shit, forcing people to have to pay. They ain't got no choice. They're forced to pay. Y'all get it now? That man, I love that thing when Rubio passed that note to Trump. Even more so, because y'all do know Trump done went into Venezuela, done did all of this shit, and the oil companies are like, we're not going in there. They used your money to invade another nation, but they can't give you housing, affordable housing. They can't give you health care. But they have enough money to invade Venezuela so that they can turn over the oil situations to private companies. only for the private companies to say, we ain't going in there, motherfucker. You crazy. We ain't going in there. Ain't no money over there. You gonna keep us safe? What did I tell y'all last week? I said the only way they're gonna make money in there is they gotta take your tax money to then provide security to those oil companies. No. If those oil companies want to go to Venezuela and make money, then they need to pay for their own fucking security. Why should we pay for that? Oh, ain't no possible government shutdown coming. A government shutdown is coming. Y'all need to get on the phone to your elected officials, emailing your elected officials, especially if they're Democrats, letting them motherfuckers know, listen, you better not, because they already did it the first time. You motherfuckers better not get down on your knees and lick boots to keep government open. They wouldn't do it for you. And then don't tell me that you're doing it, because if you don't do it, Trump gonna do what he want to do. Newsflash, no shit, Sherlock, he's doing that anyway. It ain't like Congress is doing their fucking job anyway. There is no checks and balances. They don't do their job. Oh, I know Trump is keeping that money. Trump said he's keeping Venezuela's money and they gonna give it back to them. No, they not. They gonna keep that fucking money. It's robbery. They robbed another country. And now Trump is talking shit trying to steal Greenland. He really don't want Greenland. He wants to get us kicked out of NATO. He wants America kicked out of NATO. So y'all tell me, what does it mean that they have taken all our allies? Think about it. They've taken all our allies. Then on top of that, we leave NATO, then we ass out. We're ass the fuck out at that point. Because then we don't have no friends. Yep, that exactly so that's why I keep saying Americans have an abusive relationship with their country. Because your country abuses you and y'all forget. Y'all just in love. I love my country. I love my country. My country love me. Your country don't love you. It don't treat you like it love you. It treats you like an afterthought. Real shit. That's how your country treats you. Like an afterthought. Real talk. Wake up. No to sign. You see, okay, let me look that up. Executive order. I'm gonna check it because that's a violation too. See, there was something else I was thinking this weekend too. Okay, apparently there's no executive order that bans that phrase because we have the right to free speech, but there are executive orders though that attempt to make it illegal to use specific profanity or phrases targeting the president, and those are also unconstitutional. But what it shows you is conservatives are against free speech. Notice they were free to call Obama whatever name they wanted. They were free to call Joe Biden whatever name they wanted, Hillary Clinton whatever name they wanted, Bill Clinton whatever. But you're not allowed to say whatever you want to say about them. That's that bullshit ass double standard. These people, they want to, I told y'all, MAGA, the conservatives as a whole, they are like ISIS. They are the American version of ISIS. I call them crisis. That's the Christian right. Crisis. Al-Qaeda. Some of them call them that. Al-Qaeda. Because that's what they are. They are crazy religious zealots trying to force people to live the way they want them to live. Real shit. They want them to live the way they want you to live. Live according to my religious doctrine. No, because quiet is kept. Most of those people who are heavily religious don't even read the Bible. They don't read no Bible. They're indoctrinated. They don't read any Bible. Republicans are not going to get that money for health care either, LM. I told y'all the Republican health care plan is you die. That is the health care plan. I'm just letting y'all know. That is the health care plan. That you just don't make it. They don't give a fuck about providing you with health care. There is no money in a cure. There's no money in treatment and prevention. The money is in making you suffer. I told y'all suffering is a feature of the design. Yep, and you're right, Courtney. They subscribe to white Christian nationalism, not the Bible, not Jesus. They hide behind God to be able to be hateful. Because see, if they put religion in front of them, then in their minds, it's harder for you to attack them. Right? It's harder for you. LM, I would tell you, beloved, but you're not a part of this conversation. You got to get your pussy up, beloved. You only had 84 followers. Come back. When other people care to hear what you say, then I'll answer your questions. I just went on here and got rid of that. Went on ahead and got rid of that. Fester, your girlfriend's ugly. So are you. Block. They mad because I'm showing Trump in his shitty diaper. Trying to knock just turn the world upside down. And the funny thing was, this picture I found out was painted by a Norwegian long before Trump even came back into office. He had predicted what was coming. Exactly. Well, LaToya, actually, when you ask it like that, now I understand why they supported genocide. No disrespect. Of course Christians support it. It's in their Bible. God says those things are okay. Remember? Y'all got to remember, it goes back to their teachings. Remember? He came and took their firstborn son. For some strange reason, they're proud about that shit. Did y'all forget? Y'all forget what Passover really about? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I didn't forget. Now, granted, now I'm going to be honest with you too. When I think about Passover and all that other stuff, I be thinking about the Ten Commandments version. Not the version that you read in the book. I be thinking about the movie. But it's the same thing. You don't get what you want, they get violent. That's what the book tells them to do. The good book says get violent. Wait a minute, but I thought God was love. Oh, Trump, bro. But see, Trump is not Christian. But it tells you everybody around him is also not Christian. Just like that punk ass Paula White. I told y'all Paula White is there leading his spiritual group. She's not religious. She's a hustler. She's a hustler. She's a scammer. But she hides behind God to scam. See, that's what y'all got to understand. When it comes to scamming, these people are really good at scamming because they use God to hide. They also use God as a moneymaker too. All you gotta do is throw out God's name. People will just give you money. People figure that out too. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. Say God, 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 and people will just give you money. You saw someone say they let Trump slide because he's new to Christianity. That ain't why. That ain't why. That ain't why they let him slide. They let him slide because they will wrap all of their hatred in religion. They justify everything with religion. That's why when we remember when America went through that bad thing about hating Islam? Like they hated all Muslims, not radical Islam, but they lumped all Muslims in together. Y'all remember that? That's why I didn't listen to that shit then when that happened. during 9/11? Because I went, well, how are evangelical Christians any different than radical Islam? I'm talking about the hardliners. How is it any different? To me, it's no different. It's no different. It's the same exact fucking thing. They just try to make it seem like that they're special. No, they not. And you said, how much does Paula White charge for a blessing? I'm not sure. But if she is charging, people paying it, right then, as soon as she says she's charging, folks should have shamed her into going away out of religion and preaching and all of that. You know why? Because the question should have been to Paula White. So question. So you're charging to be blessed. So you got a direct throughway to God or something? God told you. So how come you get to charge for God's blessings, but God don't charge me for the blessings? Can you show me where in the scripture it says that you get to charge for these blessings and that's okay? Of course she can't. Because she done figured out how to make money with religion. And see, it goes back to, if you read the Bible, God told you that people would do this, but people don't read it. People go to church and wait for people to read to them and then tell them their interpretation of the shit that was read. Go read it for yourself in your own understanding. Real shit. Go read it for yourself so you can have real understanding of the word. Because until you have real understanding of the word, you're going to keep getting got by people who are taking advantage of your lack of understanding. Because that's what's happening. They taking advantage of your lack of understanding. And what they're showing you, none of that shit has anything to do with God. None of it. Yeah, you're right. The Trump Bible should have been the out. Quiet as kept because it's made in China. Trump made it in China so he can make a killing on the profit on making that Bible. So he made it cheap in China so he can make a lot of money selling it to fools in America. That's why I keep telling y'all, if God sent his only begotten son back right now, Christians would crucify him again. Why? Because Christians ain't really religious. They don't really believe in God. They believe it's an insurance policy. That's all. That's all. A lot of them believe just as an insurance policy because they don't live the shit. They just want to quote scripture. I'm quoting. I know the word. Oh, but you don't know it. You don't know the word. You can recite it because if you knew it, you lived it. But you don't. Then they don't live it because there's too much money to be made out of scamming. And that's just the truth. Now listen, folks, this morning, those of you who are members of my Patreon, we are going to do an uncensored event this morning because this morning we are going to talk about how the federal prosecutors have opened up a criminal investigation against Jerome Powell. Trump trying to push him out because Trump has already said what his plan is to appoint another Federal Reserve chair. And then that Federal Reserve chair is going to drop all the interest rates. So rich people can borrow money for really cheap prices because it's not going to do anything to help you. Won't do nothing to help your life. Okay? It won't do nothing to help your life. Yeah, Trump has no proof that he misappropriated anything, but it's designed just to push him out so they can get what they want. That's all. But y'all need to understand something. Your government reported that Q4 GDP was 5%. Now I want y'all to ask yourself a question. How would GDP be at 5% when you had no growth in manufacturing, no growth in housing, and loss of jobs? There was no job growth. So how could GDP grow? How could GDP be 5%? Because they lying. They changing the numbers. Trump told you he wanted to change the whole narrative and he gets to decide what's true and what's not true. Yep, they cooking the books because Trump has told you don't believe your lying eyes. You believe what I tell you to believe. Just like Trump thought he was going to bust in Venezuela and all the oil companies will come rushing over there. But guess what? Like I told y'all, the oil companies said, no, 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 no. It would cost us too much to do that. We can't make no money with that. It would cost too much. The security is bad. We've been there, done that. We good. We don't want that. So all of that America just did was for nothing. They wasted our fucking money so Trump can run around and pretend that he's a tough guy. That's all. Just so you can feel like a tough guy. But I want to remind y'all of this morning. Take this with you when you gone. Since Trump been going so hard on immigration, we are now at a point that the U.S.-born unemployment rate, it rose after all this immigration crackdown. I'm going to say it again. After Trump started snatching people and deporting people, the unemployment rate for American-born citizens rose. It went up. Not down, up. Up. They're going to be, honestly, for real, they went to Venezuela for those natural resources. You know why? Because Trump done started a trade war with China. And he can't get the shit like he want to. Okay? And one place I can tell you where America ain't going to go, we ain't going to threaten to invade China. Now, I keep telling y'all elections have fucking consequences. Elections have consequences. But it looks like when they get rid of immigrants, it doesn't translate into a better job market for Americans. It doesn't work that way. 1 + 3 ain't 2. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. They say the U.S.-born unemployment rate increased over the last 12 months. No surprise. No surprise. That doesn't surprise me at all. Because at the end of the day, you can try to cook the books all you want to. With government being all fucked up, companies are going to slow hiring. They're going to lay people off. And didn't I tell y'all, corporations will lay people off to keep their profits high. They're not going to lose out on profits to keep you employed so you can feed your family. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. Period. They don't care about you. Everything is about keeping the profits high. And when y'all start to catch that, and when you start to realize all of this is designed to so they can keep making money. When y'all pulled back on spending money, what happened? Grocery prices got raised. Now it's cheaper to eat out than it is to eat in your own house. Only problem is the shit that you go and eat at those restaurants are by Cisco Systems. That shit is not real food. That shit ain't real food. Then you get sick. But you can't go to the doctor because they took your health care. You get where I'm coming from? It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. Because it's designed to keep you oppressed. Real talk. It's designed to keep you oppressed. We are under attack by our own government. And that's the bottom line. We're under attack by our own government. Rich people got another permanent tax cut. They don't have to pay taxes. And you're trying to figure out why you got less money. That's because you're paying more taxes. Now you're trying to figure out why you owe every time you pay tax. Every time you file, you're going to owe this shit too. Watch. You're going to owe this shit too. You're going to owe this shit too. Like you owe every year. Watch. Because you owe, so rich people don't have to pay. See, one of the reasons why powerful people were upset that Ma'am Donnie won in New York City, because Ma'am Donnie's trying to do things that are going to help the 99.9%. And so if you see him doing that in New York City, then you're going to want that where you are too. They don't want that. They want you to be okay with suffering. They want you to think that suffering is just fucking normal. Real talk. That's what they want. They want you to just feel like this is just normal shit and to accept it. Well, life is never going to get better, so I just got to accept it. They're all working together. I told you, when it comes to Washington, there are no coincidences. So if something happened, somebody was working backdoor deals somewhere. But those deals were not for you. That's why they happened in secret. Because they were never for you. Those deals were always for the rich and the powerful. Always. It was always for the rich and powerful. Okay, I'll stop that. I was just making sure I got that right. Listen, you guys, I want to remind you, don't forget, the new season of the Straight No Chaser podcast starts on January 21st. That's when I start that. So that's why you haven't seen any new episodes lately. But January 21st is when the new episode for season 2 begins. Okay, that's when that'll be out. To those of you, I thank you this morning for joining me. Listen, I thank you for the 59,000 likes. I thank you for the 98 shares. For those of you who are members of Patreon, we are going to have a great uncensored live this morning because I told you Saturday that we're going to go over some new footage from the event in Minnesota where the lady was unalived by an ICE agent. We got more video. Because again, if they were, oh, congratulations to you in advance, Renee. Mine is the 23rd, girl. So we right there together, sis. Hey. So we're going to have a good discussion this morning. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other things this morning. If you're not a member of the Patreon, come on over, click the link in my profile and come on over, okay? Listen, I will be back at 5 o'clock this afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my afternoon live. Listen, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters before I wrap up this morning because I try to do this every live. Number 1, Lil Mecca. Thank you so much, Lil Mecca. I appreciate your support. Number 2, who is this? No, somebody had popped something up and I was like, what is that? Number 2, Handsome Marky. Thank you so much, Handsome. Number 3, Miss Beautiful Courtney. Thank you so much, Beautiful. Number 4, My Dog is Charlie. Thank you, Beautiful. Number 5, Miss Beautiful Scorpio Girl. And a special shout out to number 6, Dumplings. Thank you so much for your support. Listen, we're going to go over and do the Patreon. I'm going to just heat up my coffee real quick because it's getting a little cold. We're going to talk about a couple of things on the Patreon this morning. Listen, I'm going to tell you something how I always tell you. Don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. These people are trying to fuck with your mental health. The goal is to press on you so hard till you just go, I give up. I'm going to do whatever they want. And I'm going to just keep my head down and go to work and make my money and take care of my family and not care about anything that happens around me. That's what they want. Don't let them crush your spirit, okay? Don't let them crush your spirit because you end up a shitty mess like this guy, okay? I love you all. Don't let them live rent-free in your head. Don't feed any trolls, and you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Those of you on Patreon, I'll see you in a few moments. I'm going to just heat up my coffee real quick. Have a beautiful and blessed day. I'll see you this afternoon. Peace, you guys. Love you.